Warning! The following show may contain strong language, as well as other content that may not be suitable for a younger audience. The show may also contain spoilers for any and all anime and manga, so please ensure you check the description below for the relevant spoiler warnings. Thanks for watching, Olga.
We're shining across the rainbow. I pronounced that wrong.
It's a rainbow now.
Yes, you did. I want to know what a rainbow is.
A rainbow is when you're like going outside and you don't have an umbrella, so your bro comes and you just hold him up, and he's like, "I'm your rain bro," so he like takes all the water for you because he's your bro.
Wait,
No, he'd say, "I'm your rainbow, bro."
Or because they like walk together in the rain. That's another form of rain, but bro. There's like, it varies from place to place, really.
I'd buy it.
Also, that's the whole intro because whatever.
Hey!
Hey!
Hello.
Now you need to go A, because we all did now.
Do I have to?
Mm-hmm.
I want to be my own person.
No.
Well, if everyone else is doing it, hey!
Yeah!
What, you jump off a cliff just because we did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if
to
it's
save
cool,
us, because he's a good person.
He's our
that's
cliff
good.
bro.
He's our cliff bro. He's gonna give you some cliff fires too.
Speaking of bros, we are the Manga Bros, as we were dubbed this year.
we have some
don't-
cliff notes for you.
Oh, we do.
Don't give us
We are the Manga Radius Community Happy Hour, also known as the Tier 1 podcast, but the best Tier 1 podcast out there in the anime fandom. My name is Simon, better known as Vacant. No one will get that reference except us. To my virtual left is the man for meal.
wheels on the go. This rhyming gimmick doesn't work, so I'm gonna stop right now. It's the Manimal ready to jam and yam and do things akin to that nature. Akinly.
And to his virtual left, joining us once again, is the smartest man in his house. It's Coryn.
Well, you're not wrong.
Damn.
I mean, I am the only one in my house. I mean, it's an apartment, but whatever.
How'd you know?
What do you know that I don't know about
Yeah.
who's in my house?
Look in the closet.
We may all be huddled in your closet. Just
Oh
recording.
my god!
Sorry.
It's a September 18th miracle.
Yeah.
Wow, way to date this podcast, which comes out on... Well, actually, you never know, because Vacant might be late.
I didn't say what year it was. It could be any year.
Hey, fuck you. It's only late if there's technical issues.
Right under the bus. Although, just out of curiosity, did you say Tier 1 or Tijuana?
Tijuana.
The Tier 1 Tijuana podcast.
As in the anime fandom, there's 3 tiers. And to rounding out the cast of 4, once again, it is Nairbons.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hola, amigos, and welcome to our Tijuana podcast, where everything's drunk and probably not official.
And a
Fun
case
fact,
in
I share a birthday with Tijuana.
Wait, what? Tijuana has a birthday?
It was the day it was founded.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense than what I was thinking.
Vacant's like, wait, where's Tijuana? I don't know.
Who's Tijuana? Where is she? Okay, that's good. Well, it's episode 106. It's going to be a writer's episode. This isn't because we don't know what to do. It's absolutely not because we're not prepared. So stay tuned, all those budding writers. But those people just looking for a good time, stick with us too, because it promises to be an entertaining episode. Just like last week. Wasn't very informative. 105. Can we say this? Are we throwing ourselves under the bus? Worst preview we've ever done, but a really fun show.
That's a given. But like, what are we gonna do? I'm not gonna pretend to be excited about things I'm not excited about, except for Love.
Well, you sure didn't pretend to try.
Sure didn't. That's my motto.
Here's my pick. It has deer in the name, so it has dire in the name. Do you want to tell us anything else? Do you want to tell us the studio? No, I don't give a shit. Oh. Okay. Moving on.
Dire in the name.
Oh, that was good. It could be a good season. You never know. The winter season preview will be stronger. We'll come back stronger, harder, and faster, just like Kanye West did.
We'll come back better, and this
just
time
like
we'll have
Daft Punk.
tags and timestamps.
We will. I have gotten
promise.
really lazy with putting these things together. I will do better. I'm sorry. I'll do it. Now we're actually gaining an audience. I need to actually put the effort into. Before I was like, no one cares, no one's listening, but now we are. Slowly
Now
but
that you're
surely.
actually talking to us, you're suddenly real and it's scaring him.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm like, shit, I gotta do work. Gotta put in that work.
You
Speaking
mean I
of
can't
work-
talk about my secret habits on this episode?
Yeah, please tell us more about your secret habits and your, past
I
life.
like to crush coffee beans under my armpits.
Nice. Any particular reason or just,
No, it's just I just like it.
Yeah.
I could have gone my whole life and never heard that statement.
Look, you tried poo coffee. Don't even pretend this is the weirdest form we've talked about on this podcast.
I was using coffee the way God intended. Consuming it in some way.
That is possible.
I mean, he was consuming it in a way.
Coffee and
Honestly,
armpits
I
is
didn't
not a
know.
natural combination.
I
You
didn't
can
know
still
that.
reuse the tit beans.
Cotton
Tit
bubbles.
beans.
Ooh, I only recently learned that some people buy coffee beans and crush them. I thought everyone just got like
Yeah, you
the
can
normal
grind
stuff.
them. I
I
have
didn't know
my
that
own
was-
grinder at
Yeah,
home.
no, fancy people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, is that someone's house? They're like, okay, here's the coffee. I'm like, wait, there's just beans in that jar. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Don't
you
get
could
me
get-
wrong. It smells freshly ground beans smell real good. I remember the commissary on base growing up always had like the big wall of coffee grinder machines.
Oh,
You could add the beans and then you could go in and you turn the grinder and coffee would come out. And my brother and I probably wasted a lot of coffee doing that when nobody was looking. But
Oh, it's always such a tempting smell. I love the smell of coffee. I hate the taste of coffee.
You are one of many who really love the smell, and then when you actually taste the coffee, it's like, unless
I like
it's-
coffee.
they don't really sync up. It's very strange.
I love them. No,
I
Ooh.
like the taste of coffee.
I do. I can have coffee without sugar and then like no milk or cream or anything. I can have it on its own. I prefer it with some form of sugar or sweetener, but yeah, I can have it on its own.
I was like, I've taken to drinking decaf, but I need sugar and creamer in there.
Yeah. I know a lot of people. You're not alone with that one. But anyway, speaking of work and coffee and all that kind of good stuff, I don't know how that's related. How was your week, guys? Manimal, how was your week?
I went on top of a large rock and I saw America and also, nothing exciting.
How did Dwayne Johnson react to this?
He didn't really like it when I stood on his face, but sometimes in life, that's just what you gotta do.
You got to get close to the people's eyebrow. I mean, few people can
Yeah.
say they stood on the people's eyebrow.
Few people can say that. I was hanging out with someone and I was like, hey, smell this. It smells terrible. And they're like, I can't smell. And then I had a discussion with them because they couldn't smell. Like, this dude literally has no scent. Like, he just can't smell things.
Anosmia? Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
I didn't know those real. I didn't know people
Yeah.
couldn't smell.
I'm just going to stop you because I can't believe that you went from the rock joke, talked about smell and didn't make us smell what the rock is cooking. Pun.
Oh, maybe because I'm not obvious like that, or because I actually didn't think about that.
I mean, I thought he was going to go with the angle. He's like, here, smell this, and it was the rock.
Yeah. I mean-
you think that I'd somehow connect tangents? You think I'm not smart with things?
You were so close, man. We were very close.
You've been outdoors a lot then. You've been hiking the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's nice when you hang out with people who actually do things. I'm not dissing my other friends, by the way. But I'm just
No,
saying.
I know what you mean. It's nice to get shit done. I can appreciate that.
I
Is
had
it
an actual-
possible that Dwayne Johnson always wanted to be a chef, but nobody took his offer seriously to smell what he was cooking?
Oh,
Like, guys, I'm really proud of this creme brulee. It's gonna be great. And he runs outside really proud. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? And everyone's just, yeah, kick his ass, Brock!
Like, did all those WrestleManias all smell like shrimp gumbo or something?
Oh,
I can
God.
tell you, I went to WrestleMania 30, and
God.
I
Did
could
it
not smell
smell
what The Rock was cooking.
wonderful?
No, I could smell the rather large gentleman next to me. Oh, he was all up in my grill.
I imagine WrestleMania stink is probably a lot like con stink.
It was kind of there, because you were packed in. Like, there's 75,000 people, and it was the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, or not Silverdome, Superdome. It's called New Orleans, and there's 75,000 odd people. Because we were on the floor, like, we were like 20 rows in, we weren't too far from the ring itself.
Yeah.
And I thought they'd be amazing seats, but no.
What
were
year was
shit.
WrestleMania 30?
2014.
Okay.
Hey, Vacant, how much did it cost you to fly there?
£660,
Yeah,
I
you
believe.
freaking bastard! I just found out you freaking freaks can go to Italy for only $44. What the shit is that?
I mean, that is probably a scummy ass flight.
Yeah, but still.
You're probably hanging out in the baggage hold.
Yeah, but still.
If I've learned anything in my recent flight experience, it pays to get on a nicer airline, man.
It really does.
I
took
can't.
Delta to the UK, and I took Southwest for a business flight, and damn. Like,
Whoa.
Southwest is fine, but, like, they'll get you there.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
There's
I'm going.
no commodities.
I can't wait until the never when I get to do things like that.
You will.
Don't say
Stop
that.
doubting
You're too
yourself.
young to say that.
Like, when we go to Japan next year, it's going to be a long ass flight, and
that's low in my priorities.
I am happy to pay
Yes.
double for business class rather than the economy or coach that you fly. I would happily double to upgrade to those spaces.
I wonder.
Go on.
Is it cheaper to go to the Philippines? They have a lot of anime stuff there.
It probably is cheaper to go to the Philippines. I wouldn't
can
go
actually
there right
ask.
now, since it's kind of a terrifying country.
Yeah.
How much is it?
What with the death squads.
Wait, doesn't like the leader of there like actually like kill drug people in the streets?
Oh yeah, no, it's
400
that
to
one episode
700.
of Star Trek: The Next Generation where they go to a planet where every crime is instant death as a punishment?
Yeah.
That's the Philippines right now.
Okay, I have a
Are
girlfriend
you
who's
talking about
half
Duterte?
Filipino, so I can. You need to be careful what you say about the Philippines.
Well, we're not talking about Filipinos.
400
400
to 700 pounds.
I'm saying they've elected a bad president.
Bad president. She doesn't know. She lives here. I don't know why I asked her as if she'd know about Filipino politics.
Anyway,
Anywho, what else did you get up to, Manimal? We love everyone in the Philippines, just so you know.
Yeah, nothing too exciting.
Okay, cool. Coryn, what have you been up to?
I worked a shit ton. That's most of it. I did have an interesting weekend though, because I got my laptop fixed finally. That was good.
Yay!
But I have a few interesting encounters I had. So, first of all, when I took my laptop in to get fixed, there was an older woman standing there, and she's not like super old, probably in her 60s. Dyes her hair bright red, but like not in the punk way, just kind of in the grandma kind of way.
Grandma Red. Okay.
Grandma red. So she was standing there with her computer, her laptop, and I shit you not, she pulled out 3 separate copies of Microsoft Office 2010 and kept trying to insist to the man working at the little info desk that one of them was her operating system. She had a tiny little dog and a tiny little character on the floor next to her. And this whole time I was waiting in line, she just kept trying to understand what Microsoft Office was. It was real sad.
Old people in technology.
I was just mostly sad for the dude trying to explain it to her because he was so exasperated. But then when I went to pick up my laptop, she was there again.
She was still there. She didn't leave.
Possibly. But then again, she was holding a copy of Microsoft Office, and the poor dude was trying to explain, no, it's installed. No, it's not your operating system. Your operating system is Windows.
Now look here, Sonny. Operating system is Office.
Again,
Microsoft,
not that
Microsoft
old.
Office.
Not that old. Like
Okay.
60-ish, probably.
I know, but
not that much
technology-
older than our parents' generation, and my parents used tech fine, mostly.
10 years in technology is like 50 years in, like, normal.
Yeah,
people.
but when you're born 30 years before the first whiff of the internet, it's not that big of a difference.
Is it really? Has it been that dramatic from 2007 to now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's been
look
pretty
at
dramatic
phones.
since 2007 now.
Take
I
a look at
guess so.
phones.
Yeah,
Like,
actually.
If you were what phone did you have in 07 or like
I didn't have
the
a
big
phone.
phones on the market?
I didn't have a phone until 2014.
Fair enough. But like think of the big phones that you saw advertised and stuff. Like
People had like the freaking Blackberries for a little bit.
Motorola Razr.
the Razr. That was the one I was going to go to. That might have been a bit before 07, but like that was the popular.
That was
one.
about the time though, because probably about the time I first came across one.
Yeah.
I just remember picking it up and thinking, I'm going to break this.
Yeah. And then 2010 was like the BlackBerry era, and then everyone stopped caring about them.
Everyone just went to iPhones then, and then
Yeah.
Samsung Galaxies. I mean, they were good. I'm still firmly on
They're fine.
the Galaxy train.
I never go to an iPhone. What am I? A doorknob?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe one day I'll go, but then you'd have to get. I don't know. Can't be asked. It sounds like a lot of hassle.
I still got my Android. It's nice.
But
Yeah.
your screen is fixed. You're back in. I was
My
going to say
screen
back
is
in
fixed,
black.
my
Lego's
computer's
rubbing
work.
off.
But I have two other weird instances I ran across.
Okay.
I went to the grocery store, and on my way out, I saw a man walking down the sidewalk, fully dressed as a ninja, with fake plastic swords and everything.
That's concerning.
You better get the fuck out the way.
Just walking down the street like a hipster-looking dude. Just to generalize, very skinny, big beard. Just walking down the street, hood pulled up, not a care in the world, no obvious destination.
That's concerning.
He must be going to it. He's either going to a party or.
It was like 1 p.m.
Oh, that reminds
What
me.
he
That
could have been
reminds
doing.
me. That reminds me. It was like really early, and I saw some guy walking down the street holding like a belt looped in his hand, and he was like swaying around the sidewalk. I was like, that's not good.
Did you back up from that situation?
No, because I was driving. But,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, you're alright then.
I was like, that guy, he's not up to any good.
He's about to lay a whooping.
That's a classic mundane story for me. I saw something.
I
Didn't
saw
interact
someone.
with it.
Well, it's no better than the last comment I had, because I saw another dude on the way back who was driving. I shit you not. It looked like a big piece of plywood, which he had put a car engine on and 3 tires
That's a
and a
skateboard.
wheel.
That-
No, like it was car-sized.
That's really cool, actually.
It was, no, I don't know if it was street legal is what I'm saying. It looked like
Oh.
something that the kids next door would have cobbled together and called a vehicle.
That they made in the cornfields.
Yep, made in a cornfield. Driving down the street, big old fat guy wearing nothing but a pair of overalls.
Oh yeah, and
Very
That's
good,
a
sir.
typical Kensian.
No, not even typical.
I
Very far from typical.
I forgot. I asked the Scottish and Irish guy if he was both Shrek and the Lucky Charms leprechaun. Thanks to you, Coryn.
How did that
How
go?
is it thanks to me?
Remember that's what you said in the last episode.
Wasn't it now?
I think that was me.
Yeah, that was
Was it
now.
you? Oh shit, that was there. I forgot. I don't know.
Never
That
mind.
wasn't very exciting.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
that's-
Manimal, you've just reminded me that you made a purchase that we've totally neglected to mention in the last couple of weeks.
Okay, so I did something legendary. I was like, I'm gonna have to make a one-of-a-kind merchandise. The first ever Manga Raiders Happy Hour merchandise item
I'm
has
so
been
proud.
made. So I was like, I'll make a shirt. I'll make a shirt of Cowboy Vacant and Cowboy Nair. Then I was like, wait, no, these shirts are $36. So I was like, the mug. So we got classic image, which I don't think that anyone watching this would have seen because didn't share it.
No one's ever seen it because this is the thing that's really annoying. Like, it's a dumb picture of me imitating Cowboy Now with a stupid
No.
cowboy hat in the toilets at work.
It's a picture of Vacant wearing a cowboy hat in a changing room that is on a mug somewhere in Canada.
He's kind of just staring off into the middle distance.
It is this amazing mug.
I tried to. What
like,
really
I-
annoyed me was
I look at it and I'm like, this is, it just sits on the counter and it's this freaking
Yeah,
picture
so-
of Vacant stretched out.
Manimal, my friend in Canada, has purchased a mug with my face on it, and now takes this with him on his travels. So I'm just never did I think in my life that at this point this year did I think there's gonna be a travel mug with my dumb face on it and a cowboy hat in the toilets at work.
Yeah.
It's not even changing rooms, it's the toilets at work.
Oh, it's in the washroom?
Just around Canada somewhere. And what makes me laugh even more is just the fact if anyone ever asks you the question of it, and you have to decide what to explain to them of why you have this.
I've showed people this picture, and I was like, what emotion does this make you feel? One guy stared at it for 15 seconds and just went, huh. The other guy was just like, I was like, what is the best part of this picture? He's like, it's just everything, man. It's the hat, the beard, the shirt.
He gets it.
Everyone is astonished at this picture. They think it's like the best thing ever.
This is what really annoyed me about it, was because when I did it at the time, I was like, oh, this is funny. I'll imitate Cowboy Nair. You know, put it in the chat that we have, because we have a little messaging group that we're doing. And nothing. It got no reaction whatsoever. Totally forgot about it. And you found this picture from months ago. What I need to do is I need to get a Cowboy Nair travel mug and release it into the wild somewhere in Canada and hope that one day you'll
come across someone with a Cowboy Nair.
Like, you'll just walk past them and you'll have little Cowboy Vacant in your, on your backpack, and they'll just be there. Maybe a businessman swigging some coffee from Cowboy Nair's travel mug.
That's
you just make eye
travel
contact.
Mug with one side is Cowboy Nair and the other side says please find my partner in like Old West letters.
Oh my god.
I've lost my partner.
If you can assemble the medallion.
Okay, so eventually I will make a Cowboy Nair mug for sure.
If you reassemble the team, you'll win a copy of School Days. No, I'm joking.
I will in fact make a Cowboy Nair mug one day, but for now I got Vacant.
It's just
I made
so
a video.
random.
I sent them a video where I tuck it into bed.
It was really adorable. That video I sent me over the edge. I was so tired. I was just laughing my head off at like 2 a.m. I know. I was amazed. Those photos and videos showed me that you have a lot of K-On! Figures, like more than I thought.
Yeah.
Even had the plushies.
I also put the cover of Nevermind up to it. I had to do it.
I appreciated that one. I appreciated Nevermind. Does it have a quote on it saying "High Noon, Nevermind," or is that not?
No, I wish I should have got on the side. It should have said "High Noon, Nevermind." Like, that's the one thing I regret about this that I didn't do.
You could just do it in Sharpie.
There's an empty white space on the mug where I could have put like "High Noon, Nevermind," but I didn't. Like, I literally would have just put "High Noon" and then used the Nevermind font.
Oh god!
Along the side.
It's one of them moments that's just amazing. I was like, yeah, you've made it in life when some guy across the world has your face on that.
That's
mug.
what I tell people. I'm like, this guy has been honored by me because I put him on a mug. Literally, when has this happened?
You're not only so popular that there's merchandise, but there's unofficial, unlicensed bootleg merchandise of your face. It's not you, it's you in a cowboy hat.
Oh, God.
Which is legally distinct.
Never did I think when I took that picture that it would be turned into the first official happy hour merchandise, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah. Well, again, Vacant, I offered you, if you wanna have the picture of me dressed as Santa at the Polish Community Center, you can put that on a mug too.
That sounds like a story all in itself.
It is. Well, maybe we'll talk about it another time.
Maybe about 12 Days of Christmas.
That's the setup for a joke.
Yeah.
No, it's not a joke, because that actually happened.
It is a setup for a joke. So I was Santa Claus at the Polish Community Center.
I want that in time for Christmas so I can have a Christmas mug with that on. That'd be amazing.
Vacant, I'll actually do it if you make a mug out of it.
I'll make a mug out of it.
Okay, we have a deal then. All right.
We're just exchanging mugs for Christmas.
We're exchanging
with each other's faces on it.
Yeah, we're not even exchanging the mugs. We're exchanging the pictures that go on them. And you have to pay for
that
the
means that
fucking mug
Coryn
and
and Nair
shipping.
have to have mugs too of themselves, of each other. I mean.
Yeah, but the problem is they have mutual friends. And imagine like a friend going to like Coryn's house.
One of them has to get Lego. One of them has to get Noisy then.
Yeah. Because, like, one of them's going to go to one of your houses And just open the cupboard. Can I get a drink or something? Just open the cupboard and it's just Cowboy Nair travel mug staring at it. So
like
you're lonely living alone?
I don't think it would be too weird to have cowboy mugs of a former roommate. After all, the only picture that's hanging in my house is of Craig.
Oh, God. I forgot you told us.
Okay.
Good picture.
It's always Craig. Craig situation. It's always Craig.
We all get cowboy versions of ourselves, and then each exchange it, so everyone has a different cowboy version. And then when we meet up, we can unite them together.
Oh my god. Oh my
Wasn't
god.
that Futurama where they all meet up at the edge of the galaxy and see the other galaxy that's just cowboy versions of themselves?
Yes. So there's
Are we
infinite-
just summoning the alternate universe by getting cowboy mugs with our own faces on them?
Yes, we are summoning the cowboy universe.
And when the council is assembled,
The Council of Cracker Cowboys. That'll be the next step. That's tier 2.
No.
Anything else from you, Coryn, or shall we move on to Nair?
I'm done.
Okay, Nair, how was your week?
good. I got more job interviews and going to some second interviews this coming week. Not a lot of happenings right now, but I was really excited because, I mean, it's in San Jose, but I applied for the marketing team for specifically Capcom's fighting game division.
That, if there's ever a job tailor-made for you, that's gotta be it, surely.
I have no experience.
It doesn't matter.
All right. One of the questions on the survey was, like, how long or how much experience do you have in the gaming industry? And it's a space that only accepts numbers between 1 and 9. Not even like, I can't write 2 years. It's, what experience do you have? I have 3 experience.
What? 9.
Yeah.
I just know how the industry works.
I
Have you
said
worked in it?
2 years because I guess I'm on a podcast which is related to the gaming industry tangentially. And
I mean,
like
technically.
I've dicked around on different make your own game things before, but I don't think, a collective 2 hours in Twine means I'm quite qualified to sell people Street Fighter V expansions.
You've
Look,
maybe...
man, with enough gall, you can sell anybody anything.
That's
Yeah.
true, right?
Well, okay, you say that, but the next game is Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and that's... Ugh.
Marvel's a big name. You can sell that to the Marvel people.
I hope...
Wait, what?
It's fighting game fans I'm worried about.
Nah, don't worry. When
Hey,
would they be relevant?
You
in
know
your
enough
job?
about fighting games. You could figure it out.
But that
Hey,
is
guys.
one thing that, like, they announced Android 21 for the new Dragon Ball Z fighter as an original character. She looks great. That
She's
looks
got a good
fun.
design.
Is she actually a Toriyama design?
Yes, that's
yeah.
his contribution to the game.
I want to see this.
And she's factoring into story mode.
Let me see.
She's all nerdy looking.
Yeah,
She got them big glasses.
great design. Yeah, that's the thing I noticed that's big.
Oh,
Did you
those are
see
those
the-
big glasses. I
Did
need
you-
girls with big glasses.
I like
Using
the big
pairs of
glasses.
glasses.
They can
She's
see
neat.
better.
Yeah, she's good. I like her. She's got
Did you-
that crazy hair.
Yeah.
It's very old Toriyama kind of looking.
Yeah, it's classic,
Mhm.
like, DBZ designs. Did you see the beam, like the sort of beam deflect and beam diversion, I think it was called?
Yes, where
They
you
were
can
pretty cool.
guide the direction and fake people out with beams. And
Yeah, it looked
So-
pretty damn good.
I thought about it the last time we were talking, and Coryn wanted to know if there was a create a character mode.
Mhm.
And it got me thinking about, if you want this game and can hold out a couple days, you can probably get a used copy really fast for cheaper, because I feel like it's a Dragon Ball Z fighting game, but it's made by an actual team more dedicated to fighting games.
Yeah.
You see this a lot with, like, the Marvel vs. Capcom, or specifically another ArcSys adaptation was Persona Arena. There's going to be a lot of people who love Dragon Ball Z and maybe some of the older, looser games that are turned off by the fighting game. and that you can probably find a cheaper version. I'm going to guess it'll sell gangbusters because it's beautiful, but, they're not always really accessible.
No, if it's the core mechanics are like really hardcore fighting games. It's like I tried to play Blaze Blue. That was not a good game to jump, especially with me. I'm pretty green when it comes to fighting games. I don't really do like Tekken or at least I haven't for years. And then I tried to play that and just the A, B, and C thing just wasn't working for me.
Yeah. Now the good news is Arc System Works probably have some of the best tutorials in the genre, so that should help.
Mm-hmm.
And they've said again they're making steps to make it accessible, but I hope people like it. Fighting games don't review well.
Yeah.
I think it has a good chance, and I'm definitely going to pick it up.
It looks good, and it's Dragon Ball
If
Z.
we can all play it together as a 3-man team, why not?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Dibs on all the shitty characters.
I get
you guys.
Team
When I
Cyberpunk.
plan on getting an Xbox One, yeah.
Please leave me Yamcha, because he was my favorite before I really knew much about Dragon Ball Z. I like him. He has long hair, and he has scars on his face. But not Goku. This clean cut motherfucker. Who's he gonna fight? No one. This guy's got scars.
He's literally gonna fight one person.
It's Krillin, Tien, and Piccolo, and we're all gonna be Team Bald.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
I'm catching up to you. It's okay. Happy there.
Are you balding?
Ooh.
Me? I think so. I'm pretty certain.
What, really?
I am. Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, I
I
guess
got
it's those
maybe
genes.
2 to 3 years of hair left.
Yeah, I mean, before 30, I'm probably gonna have to shave everything off.
Looks like someone's got some superior Italian genes over here.
I'm not. I mean, it doesn't make you superior.
Superior hair genes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I was gonna say you're not superior because you have hair.
Are you sure?
I mean, it's not a thing.
100% sure you're not superior because of your hair.
Okay, but my hair genes are superior though.
Your hair genes are
You have
superior.
better hair genes, yes.
I mean, to be
For
fair,
now.
you are young.
For now, I don't want to jinx it. I
was
might just
gonna
go
say,
bald.
when I was 21, full head of hair. It was lovely. Now I'm starting to see signs that ain't necessarily the case. There's some gaps coming, so.
Did they have Nair shampoo in England?
We
the
have
kind of shampoo meant specifically to remove your hair?
Yes, we have Nair. It's not. I haven't seen a shampoo, but I've seen a hair removal like cream thing from Nair.
Can I get
same
rid of all my
difference.
facial hair with that?
Probably.
Which
Good,
facial
I don't
hair?
like
Probably
that.
just like an acid sort of base.
Oh, okay, never mind. I don't want that.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's going to necessarily burn you. I mean, there's a lot
No,
like...
just rub some acid on your scalp. It's a homemade version.
I don't want to shave anymore. Shaving's an inconvenience. I just want to get rid of all that shit. I hate it. It's gross.
There's like melt your face acid, and there's like very weak acids. Like admittedly a liquid wart remover.
He
That's
could
what
be
acid.
like the Canadian version of Two-Face, except it's top half melty, bottom half fine.
I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I'm gonna have to talk to someone about that.
I don't know. Anyway, have you got anything else now, or shall we move on to the news?
No, nothing too exciting happening this week.
Okay,
So,
fair enough.
fingers crossed for employment.
Let's hope so. Hashtag bring. I don't know. Nair, give Nair money.
Hashtag employ Nair.
Hashtag employ Nair. There we go. That's our new hashtag. We got it trending, guys.
It's
We
not
got at least
catchy, but it
one.
works.
Someday I'll be sponsored by that shampoo company.
Hashtag be fair to Nair.
It's not catchy, but he has to. Well, shut up. That doesn't work anymore.
That's not as good as hashtag be fair to Nair. Be fair to Nair.
Hashtag shut up, it doesn't work.
Okay.
That's oddly relevant to me.
Which he wants to work.
Thank you for your support, Manimal.
Good job.
You're a sweetheart, you jack.
I do my best to make the world a better place.
Ever since you stopped working, he now refers to you as it. You're no longer. You're not even him to receive.
Yo, what's that thing over there? It's kind of weird.
It's me. It's just me.
What do you think? You can talk now?
It's getting spicy. My week.
That is your right to speak.
I forgot to go off about my week. It's been we are recording this Monday night, and we normally record on Wednesday. We normally record on the weekend. But I have had the busiest weekend in ages. It's one of them where you literally wake up, do the thing, go bed, and then wake up again after 2 hours sleep, do the thing, and go bed, and wish you were dying through all of it. Did a works event, like crew to staff event that we had to do. So we went there for like 15, 16 hours. I was dead. Come home. Went to bed. It'd been like a festival-y thing, so I was like glitter in my beard and everything. Because I had a glitter beard, which was ill-advised in the end, because boy, that hurt scrubbing that shit off. Went to bed, because it had
at that point.
I can't get rid of the beard. Can't get rid of the beard. This beard is all I've got. It's been with me when times were hard and, friends were few.
Now, here's the thing about beards. They come back.
Yeah, but I had a wedding the next day. And the thing is, it was a family friend of my girlfriend's. I know none of these people. So I was like, I don't care, but they aren't anything to me. I'm never going to see these people again. So I went this festival thing, come back, KO'd. Dead. I mean, I'd done mechanical bull riding, Zorb football, sumo.
You really are a cowboy.
Inflatable sumo wrestling thing. And when they say inflatable suits, they were just heavy. Do you know them gym mats that you have? It was that, basically, as a sumo suit. And I used that, and I went against a guy who was several inches taller than me, and he was 20 stone, and so I don't know, let me see if I can work this out in my head.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but please convert that into the English system.
Yeah, he's about 20 twigs, about a tree and a half.
Tree and a half. He was a big dude, like a big rugby dude. I lost that Zuma match 3-0. He took me out hard. Like, the first time I was like, I don't want to hurt him because, like, I'm staff. He's just a guest. And then he KO'd me, and then I thought, this guy's so giant and massive that nothing I do will hurt him. So I thought, I might as well try. So I did. That didn't work. So it was 2-0. I thought, I need to redeem myself. Let's just shout and charge at him like Braveheart. I did that, and then it was like just running into a wall. I just bounced right off and I was down. I stayed down after that one. It's like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out.
Okay. That's good. Now, I just gotta make a point. So you're always yelling at us for, like, reading temperature in Fahrenheit.
Okay.
But it's true. The English do measure weight in stones, which is 14 pounds, which is the worst ratio of anything ever.
But that makes no sense. Why would you measure things in increments of 14 pounds?
I don't know. I didn't fucking make stones. It's just what the scales are.
Like 10 pounds is acceptable. 20 pounds, something even. That doesn't
Maybe
have a
the
5
first stone that they picked up was 14 pounds.
Ugh,
I don't know. But, yeah, so...
inconsistent.
Next day, we had this wedding. I was
hold on. Or no, I'll wait till you're done.
Are you sure?
Yeah, this is a really good story that I'll wait till you're done.
Okay. So I didn't know anything about this wedding, really. Knew it was in a castle. And I was like, okay, it's in a castle. But I have never seen this castle. And there's small castles, there's chapels that, some places that call themselves castles, whatever. So we drive up there. I threw the first things on. Shirt and tie, done. I was showered, gone. Don't care. I'm scruffy. I'm still messy. Hair's not really done or anything. Go. It's a fucking huge castle in the middle of the country. Huge fucking castle. Really posh. Turns out the guy is like a millionaire. It's a rich person's wedding. I didn't know any of this, and I suddenly felt incredibly underdressed. But I was also going off about 3 hours. Like, we pull up, and all of his supercars, his Lamborghinis, his Ferraris, his Porsches, his Audi, his Mercedes, his Bugatti, all lined up because he wanted them part of his pictures. Like, so we go into this castle, and there's just shit everywhere. I thought, I am not prepared for this, because not only am I feel like death, and I've been in a car wreck, but I've had about 3 hours sleep, and I am so underdressed for everyone around me. I've never been at a rich person's wedding.
Shit all around, as in, like, elaborate things placed everywhere, or did someone just wipe doo-doo all over the castle wall?
It was, as in elaborate, flowers and candles and shit like that.
You went to this because your girlfriend knew them?
Yes. They were a family friend of the bride was.
The queen?
No, the groom was the rich one. And they knew the bride.
She's marrying into money.
She's marrying into money.
Okay.
Basically. And I've never been a rich person's wedding before. It was a new experience, but I was not in the right frame of mind for that. I was so tired.
I mean,
so
I can't
dead.
imagine. Did he own the castle, or was that just the
No, they just hired it. I don't want to know how much it cost to hire that fucking thing.
I mean,
tens of
the way you
thousands.
sat talking about cars lined up there, he probably could have owned the damn thing if he wanted to. Jesus.
Potentially, because dude, I thought they just hired these cars. I was like, they've got to have hired them. Fair enough, he wants them in his wedding photo. No, he owns that shit. He owns all those cars. That's insane kind of money he had.
There ought to be some expensive cars. I'm guessing they're like, are they older model, newer model?
No, pretty new. Like some of them are pretty new.
He's got to be. Don't even stop a millionaire, Jesus.
He was
millions and millions.
Yeah,
Own that kind of car, Jesus.
Yeah,
A
millionaire.
Lamborghini will set you back $1 million.
Like, I don't know how much, like, this dude's worth, but the millions there. There was even caviar and shit at the wedding. Never had it because it came in an ice cream cone. And it looked weird. It was like a little ice cream cone. I was like, no, get that shit away from me. And I waited like 6 turns for like all the posh shit to go. And then it's like, mini burger? I was like, damn right. I'll take a mini burger. I'll have a little mini burger any day of the week.
Nothing's posh like a downsized item.
Caviar? Lobster bisque? No, thank you. No, thank you. Mini burger? Damn right, motherfucker. I'm all about that. Where's the ketchup at, bitches? Yeah, that was an experience. It was nice. I was too tired to enjoy it, really, but never again.
Never again.
It was
Well, I guess you're not coming to my wedding, because I'm going to be loaded by the time
I'm not the hugest fan of weddings, and then I also don't like occasions where you don't know anyone, and when you combine the two, they're like a mixing pot of shit.
Was there at least an open bar?
Yes, but not for alcoholic drinks, because he didn't drink. So you had, all soft drinks were available.
And that's why he's rich.
And also, beer is not cheap in a castle. When we went for like 2 pints, it was like just 2 pints of Estrella. You just there chilling, and you're like, I'll pull out £10 or whatever. It's not going to be more than £10 for 2 pints. And then do you know when they give you the amount, and then you have to do the grab of shame, where you go back into your pocket to get the wallet out, and it's like, they give you that look of, oh, you're not used to this, are you, boy? You're not from around here, are you? Like, and you're like, oh, I need to get more money out. Shit. I didn't expect
Why are
this.
angry Southerners everywhere wondering where you're from?
It was like when we went LAGC that time, not this year, but last year. I thought I'd show off by buying like double whiskey and cokes for everyone. And then I was like, 20 quid, that'll do it. And I got about 50p change, and I was like, ooh, yeah, Anthony Josh are going on singles for the rest of the night, boys, sorry. This ain't gonna last. But yeah.
This was the nice thing about being in London on vacation from a different country, because it was just Monopoly money to us.
Yeah. Not cheap.
Brightly colored, it doesn't feel right. Yeah, it's Monopoly money. It doesn't matter how much we spend.
Wait,
Yeah.
the UK has different colored money too?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. High five, high
in
five.
certain parts.
Yeah,
Virtual high five.
The fiver is like really small and has a see-through bit.
The new £10's been released, and it's sort of the same, but it's bigger. They haven't
Wait,
done
you
the American
have
thing where they're
different
all the same
sizes
size.
for your money?
Yeah, of course.
I take back the high five. That's freaking stupid.
No, it isn't. It's fucking genius, because when you have all the same size for your money, it's harder to differentiate what you've got.
No, it isn't.
No,
because
it's not. It
it's
has big
different
numbers
size.
all over it.
Because
Yeah, but
Canadian money is
I
so
can
well
feel-
colored and organized.
Yeah, I
It's
can
true.
feel...
There's a big union of blind people who would love our currency to be different sizes depending on value.
That's true.
Yeah, looking after the blind. That's what Britain do. Fuck you, America and Canada.
Fine.
You say get
You know
fucked to anyone who's blind. But yeah, other than that, really busy weekend. Haven't had a chance to do much other than Terms of Summer Season, Kakigori, and Aho Girl are the only two. Oh, and My Hero Academia. Only things I've watched. God
To be
damn,
fair,
Aho
though,
Girl's amazing.
Aho Girl's killing it. The last episode I watched with like the showdown between the mother and the school council girl.
The disciplinary committee girl. Oh God, that was amazing. The
whole episode was fantastic.
Okay, guys, I have a very important story.
Okay, sorry.
I don't want to interrupt.
No, go for it. If you got an important story, go for it.
One time in 2013, when I went to America, I took a picture of every place that I pissed in with my Frieza figure. So I'd hold up the Frieza figure to the place I just pissed and took a picture so I could have a travel log of every toilet I pissed in. I was looking through my old iPod photos and I just found those again and I was like, holy shit, I forgot I did this.
It's almost an in-character thing Frieza would do on his blog.
Yeah. Yeah, so I took the Frieza figure in my pocket and every time I pissed, I just held it up to the urinal and took a picture.
I have relieved myself in this pitiful human toilet.
So I had to just log. I was like, I want to see how many different toilets I pissed in.
Manimal, your brain astounds me sometimes how it works. I'm so happy you're sharing this information.
I kind of understand it. Because when I was a kid, I would get, I was a little kid, I would get new shoes, right? And I would treat them like I had a personality, so I would introduce my new shoes to all the places they'd be walking around at.
Oh, that's a lot different than this. That's a lot different.
I specifically remember one of those places was the Mexican restaurant's bathroom.
I'm sorry about the shoes. You just gotta stand on this ground.
How did you introduce them?
I mean, it was just like, hey, this is a place.
I'm trying to find the name of the fancy hotel that I once went to for a wedding when I lived in Virginia, because the same time they were having the fancy wedding was like the National Convention for Harley Davidson bikers.
Oh.
And so, like, the whole time, low-key in the background of the ceremony, there's just... And they spent thousands on this thing. And I just scared the crap out of my dog with motorcycle noises, so I apologize. It's okay, Cammy.
I'm sorry, Manimal's just shared a photo of his Frieza figure taking a selfie behind the toilet.
That's the only picture that doesn't have piss in the toilet, so I'm not going to send you the other one.
You didn't flush.
No, I didn't.
I can't, I don't even know what to say in these ones.
I didn't take any pictures of shit. There were no pictures of shit.
Well,
Aho Girl. Next episode, Coryn, there's an amazing Aho Girl segment where she turns into, I forgot what the trope is called, but it's like, do you know the school hierarchy? And like, you know, the sort of transfer student comes in and kicks everyone's asses, and he moves up to like the top bully kind of guy.
I don't know what that genre is. I always call them fight high schools.
I guess Battle High School is like the. I think it's got a name.
I love that genre though. It's super specific and it's fantastic.
There is a segment of that, and it's amazing in Aho Girl. You need to watch it. It'll be on next week, so you'll find it.
Will. I really love Aho Girl's great. They got good bit parts. They really do.
I'll be happy for another season. But let's move on. What are these?
I have a giant Lando doll. And every year I put it on top of the Christmas tree.
Of course you do. That is, yeah, no.
Buckle up for safety.
Yeah, there was this one shitty comic store that closed, and they had these giant Star Wars dolls. And as soon as I saw Lando, I purchased it.
Yeah, you've got to get.
There was no second question about it.
Billy D into it. You got to get Billy D.
Yeah.
Billy D.
Yeah. Those are some things.
That's an interesting insight into Manimal's psychology.
Yeah, because I was just looking all my, like, I took a lot of pictures of my iPod. So I'm looking at this folder, and like, because I used to, like, when I was watching Dragon Ball Z, I took pictures of like all the notable moments, or sometimes like video clips of stuff that was funny. That's what I used to do when I watched shows. I used to like take video clips of my iPod of scenes that were funny. So it's cool that I have like this log of stuff, because when I look back, it's like, hey, this is me watching things. This is cool, actually.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
So I've been invited to join a One Piece themed tabletop RPG.
Oh.
And I was thinking on the way home, after meeting my friend who invited me to a One Piece themed tabletop RPG, that I don't know much about One Piece, but I know that people with the middle initial of D are very special, and they have powerful destinies in the One Piece world. And I kind of want to roleplay a character named Billy D. Williams, who's a black guy with a cool mustache and a great voice. And he's an actor. And now he's on a pirate adventure.
I think Billy D. Williams in One Piece could work. I
want to see it.
Looking for the One Piece. Could you just get every famous? I don't know. Does this sound racist if I say every famous black actor into One Piece?
That's not racist.
That's not racist, right?
That's not racist. I couldn't think of any other celebrities that I know for sure have the middle initial of D, except for Billy D. Williams, and I guess me, but I'm not a celebrity.
I mean, how many people know of celebrities' middle names? You could just say their middle name is D.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I don't know.
Morgan D. Freeman?
Jonathan D. Travolta?
No, his name is just Morgan Freeman. There's no middle name.
Morgan Freeman. I'm Morgan Freeman.
D. Cage.
And I know.
How could a powerful name like that have a middle name?
Didn't we say in one of the... I think it was the Cards Against Humanity episode, but it was like... The One Piece really is just Ice Cube allowing you to say the N-word.
Yes,
I've always wanted to say nuggets.
Yeah, it's just...
If only PewDiePie had found the One Piece in time. He wouldn't be in that hot water.
Oh, maybe he has. Maybe he did already, and he's just been keeping it under wraps, because Ice Cube asked him to. He just said, yo, bro, just keep it on down low.
Does PewDiePie
but I think he's up to 2 times now, so he's officially broken the rule.
He has said it twice.
Does he brofist still, or is that like an old thing?
I don't follow PewDiePie.
I would need to watch PewDiePie consistently to know that.
I've never
watched a PewDiePie
I've intentionally
video.
avoided every single video he's ever made. So
I don't dislike him. He's a non-entity.
Because back when he started, I was like, who's this annoying guy screaming? Like he's just pretending to be scared.
He ain't Jacksepticeye, the dude with the green hair. He's the one who I can't deal with. Oh man.
I don't know. Pewdie was always the guy who clearly never my type of humor. But he'd just waffle back and forth between, he donated $500,000 for children's cancer research. And I'll go, man, maybe PewDiePie's not that bad. And then we get to, here's some weird out of context jokes, and I'll go, maybe that one's a little iffy. And then, just super nice charity things. What a nice guy. And, oh no, he did the N-word. Hard R, not even trying to roll with it.
We can't really, diss him for his use of Nazi jokes, because, that's one per episode here.
Correct.
And we haven't had our weekly quota of Nazi jokes yet, and maybe we won't, so we'll carry on.
Well, there's a difference between Nazi jokes and Holocaust jokes.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. There is a thin line between those.
Because when you're making Nazi jokes, you're making fun of Nazis.
Okay. When you make Holocaust jokes, you're making fun of Holocaust people.
What?
It's not a thing.
We don't victim blame here.
Speaking of Holocaust people, so Gene Simmons is making...
Oh no.
Was he in the Holocaust?
No, most of his family died in the Holocaust.
Really?
That's true, I heard that.
He's from Israel.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And he didn't have a dad.
Oh.
Which explains a lot, frankly.
Actually, it really does. Those few points I just said explain pretty much everything about Gene and his persona. But anyways, so he's releasing a box set, right? Which only Kiss fans will give a shit about, because it's 150 demos and stuff like that, which people like me would be like, oh my god, I need to hear that, right? So naturally Gene's like, okay, you can get it for $2,000 if you do the meet and greet, talk to him for a minute, shake his hand, get a picture, and that's it. Spent $2,000 to shake a guy's hand and get a big crate of nothing. Then for $50,000, okay, first of all, what would you guys do with $50,000?
I'd want to meet Gene Simmons.
I'd buy a house.
You could meet Gene
Simmons in?
You could buy a house, or you could invite a 68-year-old senior citizen to visit you for 2 hours. So for $50K, you can invite Jean to your house.
I mean,
if you live in America.
At a certain point, you have enough money that $50K is nothing.
I know, but like the fact that
at this point, $50K would triple the amount of money in my account. So, not doing that.
Yeah, $50K. He'll come. You can invite up to 25 guests, and again, he's giving you this box set, and he said there will be no cheap versions. You can't just buy the files individually. So, he'll go to your house. Can you imagine that? First of all, do you think that he'd take a shit in your toilet?
He had better. That kind of money.
Get that Gene Simmons shit in there.
You can make some money on the secondary market.
Get my hands on.
Yeah, well, yeah, because that, like, obviously he's gonna have like a big team with them. But like, imagine if you somehow have that much money to throw away and you live in a normal neighborhood, like that'd be like the biggest thing. Right?
I mean, I would hope he would have a big team with him. I think it'd be weirder if it was just Gene Simmons by himself.
That wouldn't happen at all. But imagine like 25 people in a house of Gene. Like that would not be fun for anyone.
No, it's got to be one-on-one.
Yeah, exactly. If I did that, I'd be like, hey, you know what? Maybe like some people can come in like the last 10 minutes, I guess. But, you know, we'd have to jam. There'd be the Barry Goldman, Gene Simmons, White Bread, and Grandma's Vacation to Cuba, definitely. Not the Bop Bop. I'd intentionally avoid that. Because then he'd just use it on the next Kiss album.
I'd say he'd steal the Bop Bop.
He'd steal the Bop Bop. But yeah,
I mean, look. If you're paying for a house visit from Dr. Love, play the Bop Bop.
But he'd steal it, and then they'd Kiss would release their last album, and the last track would be My Bop Bop. You know? They'd be like, damn. But yeah, it's just amusing that I thought that it's come to this. You know, Gene has done a lot of stuff. Kiss released a $4,000 book that like 2 people bought. And they've done a lot of crazy things, but now you can invite Gene to your house for $50K.
I mean, do you reckon we can afford that?
Cumulatively? Like we all pitched in?
I don't think so.
Coryn can. It's a year's salary.
Well, okay, but then you also
you
also have to pay for me and Vacant to go to Kansas because it has to be in America somewhere.
Yeah,
you know.
Maybe if I save up for another 3 years, I could, but
I don't have a job, but I could talk to my wife. Maybe she's a giant Kiss fan, and I've just never heard about it.
Oh, who knows, right?
Yeah, I guess totally see you're putting on the makeup.
It's possible.
She could be a giant Kiss fan, but she just never knew yet. So if you introduce her to a song or two, then she may just fall into that trap.
I think
rock and roll all night. I've got to work.
Gotta work. I think that Kiss is the kind of band that you can really only get super into when you're young. You know, obviously I got into them when I was 12, and that's the prime age. But like, if today it would just be like really casual, you know, like they're not the kind of band you'd go crazy about later. I think it'd have to be like initially like some sense of wonder there with them.
Okay, so we all invite Gene Simmons, dress ourselves up with Ace Frehley's face paint, and when he gets there, just go, "Oh shit, wrong one,"
and just close the door on him.
And then just close the door on him. The best $50K you've ever spent.
just give him the middle finger. And so somebody said that they want to just like go in the bath and leave a note on the door that says, "Just leave the box set on the doorstep, Gene." Yeah. Like
I'll just get him in and just make him watch some uncomfortable anime with me.
Oh god. You know, honestly, this house visit is probably like super scheduled. It's like he comes in and you immediately got to do this thing, and this thing, you know?
Probably.
Yeah, like
Gene, did you know there's an anime where they wear Kiss makeup? Oh. We're not watching that. This is Boku no Pico.
Well, Gene does know about the Love Live scene where they wear kiss makeup because he tweeted about it. He's like, "What comic or show is this?"
Did he? He
actually
interested.
did. He said, "What comic or show is this?" Because Love Live used the actual makeup designs without contacting anyone.
Oh, he was looking to sue.
No, he didn't care. Like, he was all right with it. It was just funny.
Thought it
He's
was
like,
funny.
What comic or show is this?
I mean, I think Japan kind of sits outside of the American copyright laws. If JoJo's anything to go by.
There was,
I was gonna say
in Cromartie High School, they wore kiss makeup in the scene also.
And Freddie Mercury exists alive and well.
Yeah.
But they never called him Freddie Mercury, and they never played
it's just
Queen.
Freddie.
Yeah. They just had the cycle units.
If you were going to high school with Freddie Mercury, you wouldn't call him Freddie Mercury all the time.
Oh, you just call him Freddie.
You call him Freddie or Mercury or the Mercs.
It's a normal school with normal students. Mekazawa's not a robot. Shut up.
That's
news. Do we have any news?
I can't think of anything because I don't think anything exciting happened.
Okay, I didn't really see much. The only thing that stood out to me that I want to just comment on is going back to Manimal's favorite, Black Clover, the anime.
Wait, I had one thing. That's not
apparently
really
Funimation has listed it for a 13-episode run for a simuldub, so I'm assuming the initial first season is going to be 13 episodes, which is literally the same as My Hero Academia. So I'm wondering if they're going to do the whole, 13 episodes. If it's successful, come back with 26. If that's successful, come back with more, and so on and so forth.
It makes sense business-wise.
Again, I think the era of having a new Naruto kind of show is dead, really.
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
with these properties, there's just not, like, with Naruto and Bleach, they've been going for, 5 or 6 years before.
Yeah, I mean, Fairy Tail is still having their big run, but...
Yeah, well, that began in 2009. Fairy Tail began in 2009.
Yeah, I think
Black
the
Clover.
era of shows like that is over, really.
Black Clover has a pretty decent backlog. They're at least up to 100 chapters, though.
Yeah, but you get through that in 50 episodes.
Well, yeah, but how long is it going to take to make 50 episodes? Especially if we start with 13 and then do 26.
Yeah.
But then you can do another 26 seasons. I mean, right now, it makes sense to just go in and burn through it. That would be bad. But, if you break it up into seasons, it's fine.
Yeah, every 6 months release 20 or whatever. I can see. It was 2015 that Black Clover launched, so it's only 2 years old. It's really new on the scene, so I can see why they're staggering it. But yeah, that was the only little bit of it, because I remember last week we were trying to find out what the episode count was, and we couldn't find anything.
Yeah, there's this is unrelated, but there's a strategic moment because Citrus Volume 6 came out. Yeah. And that's you gotta buy it on the spot, because I didn't even think it was gonna ever happen, because the Citrus was actually super up to date with the manga.
Uh-huh.
So when it got to Volume 5, there was only 2 more chapters out. It's a really slow one. Okay. But anyways, I was like, okay, it's kind of, I don't really want, it has a little bit of a steamy cover. I don't really want to go up with just that. So I bought a book about different ethnic groups in World War I and Kennedy's relationship with Canada, and I put Citrus under them. Because those books are on sale, and I was like, okay, I'll check them out. So you first you get this book about different groups in World War I, Kennedy, and then Citrus.
So yeah, I mean, some people like a bit of military history with their Yuri.
Of course, Citrus didn't scan, so it was even longer. When the girl had to
she has to hold it up to try and scan it.
And then she flips it over, so the cover is there the whole time. But it was the same. It was the same lady who flipped through Monster Musume.
Did she learn a lesson and didn't bother flipping through it?
I think she understands me now, and we're all good.
I mean, it's not that suggestive of a cover.
No, it's not. It's actually not. No, it's just the whole thing about it.
I just had the image of just there's no barcode, calling on the PA. Yo, Sean, can you hear me? Volume 6 of Citrus. And it's holding it. It's the one with the 2 girls on it.
It's because regardless, I'm gonna look like a perv anyway, which, I mean, whatever, but
Let's mix it with some ethnicities of World War I.
Yeah, but now you're a well-read perv.
That's better. Oh, nothing like some Canadian Canada.
Out of all of the books you could have just got.
Because I already I'm reading one book about the war on the Gothic line, which is pretty interesting. It's a well written, actually.
I mean, that's fair enough. You shouldn't.
I didn't know they did so many things in Italy. It's actually kind of cool.
You shouldn't feel ashamed of getting your whatever books you want to get, unless it's lowly stuff.
There's always that feeling with me. There's always that feeling with me whenever I do that, even though no one cares. You know.
Yeah. No, I'm totally with you. Years ago, like a few years ago, when I was first getting into anime, I was still like ashamed. I guess is the word. Like not ashamed, but embarrassed.
That was something. Stuff. Like I'm not shameful about it, but like that was something that came later.
Yeah, ashamed.
In the beginning, it's like best ever made, and then you're like,
yeah. No, when I was getting into Bleach and stuff in like 2009, when I was full on getting into stuff, I was like, this is so awesome, telling people about it, and like, this is such a cool show, guys. Oh, yeah, Code Geass is amazing. And then like a year later, I was like, getting a little bit embarrassed when you were buying stuff, and you were like going up to the cashier, the girl, and buying like your Neo magazine, which is like your anime magazine. And it's like, but now like, you don't, when you grow up, you're like, no, this is what I like.
Yeah, like literally throughout my whole teens, I didn't give a shit. I was like, yeah, man. I would freaking walk around with my Shauna shirt, which I'd never wear now. You know?
Yeah. More power to you.
But only because I was like, yeah, whatever. It's a thing I like. Much like the other things I like. Yeah, I'll wear Kiss shirts.
Some anime shirts.
I freaking wear Kiss shoes everywhere. It's a thing like that, you know?
Yeah. I know what you mean. If you like it, you like it. Like, I'll wear a couple of anime shirts, but I think I've said before, like, I prefer the ones that are more... Because I think the ones that have just got characters on look a bit tacky.
I don't like know. The ones that, my Guevara Mugi shirt gets a lot of attention.
No, that's cool. No, that one. Because it's clever. It's a cool
two
design.
Different things. Yeah.
It's different when it's just like, this is the character's official art, Photoshop on a white background.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Like, I don't like those ones where it's just,
that day I got citrus, I was wearing my Avocastro shirt, and the girl's all like, oh, that gives a new meaning to I love avocados.
Do you know?
I was like, wait, do you love Castro?
Don't, that just, do you
I didn't say that, but.
Do you know what would have been better?
Standing at the bookstore, what are your opinions on the Communist Party?
My criteria for nerdy shit t-shirt is I won't buy it if I don't think I can convince my parents it's not an indie band.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess it's different. Like, that's not a thing with me.
I mean,
what would have been
parents or and all, but you know.
Well, and I'm not saying that I need to fake that my parents would never figure out I watch anime as much as to the public eye. People who know what it is can go, hey, and people who don't know can just go, that's a design.
Yeah, much like Cowboy Vacant. Some people will see it and wait, nobody will see it and know who it is. Never mind.
Yeah. No. Is this a Death Grips thing?
A freaking Death Grips. Yeah.
I see you too like bluegrass music.
Oh, nerd, you mean you wear that Death Grip shirt where the one album cover is a guy's dick?
I can't stop wearing disc.
I don't know. The only album that I know of by name includes that word that got PewDiePie in trouble.
Nuggets.
On the
cooking
moon.
Up chicken nuggets at Wendy's.
He's cooking up chicken nuggets. What is our main topic, guys? Do you know what we're going to do? Well, we're going to do a writers episode, like we said. Do you want to go through anything you've been watching, or can you not be?
Oh yeah, I actually did watch something.
Oh, okay. Please.
I started watching. What's it called? Michiko To Hatchin, right? It's a very rare anime that has.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. It takes place in like weird Brazil, right?
It takes place in fictional Brazil, which first of all is like, wait, that's different, and it has a lot of brown characters, which is like two rare things right there for anime. You're like, holy shit. And it's actually like...
It is in Brazil.
It's a really good show.
It's a very ethnically diverse show. Very good.
I'm looking at the designs.
Too.
It's a really cool show, actually. Like, the way it's animated and everything. and the characters. Like, it's really, and it's just cool to see a different setting like that, and all the detail that's portrayed in this fake Brazil land. You know,
I'm looking at the designs, and I quite like the visuals. It looks pretty cool.
It looks really good. You know, and yes. What was I gonna say? I don't know now. It has like a cool jazzy opening or something like that too.
Yeah, like if you really like the, let's say, Afro Samurai or Samurai Champloo, you'll get a very much similar feel. And again, it does have anime Lego in it, which I just posted a picture of.
Yeah, I think Lego posted that picture when I said, what anime character looks like you?
I'm pretty certain that Lego's used that as an avatar before.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He probably has.
Because it actually is anime Lego. It's amazing.
That is anime Lego. Lego wishes he looked that cool. That's not even front.
Oh yeah, because he always gets mad that he doesn't have a fro like that.
Yeah, he's got a little bitch fro. He ain't got an afro like
throw
that.
down.
I'm only his fro's down. Needs to go up. That's where his fro needs to go. I'm only joking, Lego. You have gorgeous hair, and I'd love to run my fingers through it as we sat beside the fireside.
Like a reptile.
Maybe like a reptile. But, yeah. Anything else that you were watching?
I went back to the Bastard Magic Teacher show. I just randomly was like, maybe I'll finish this. So I watched one episode and I was like, no, I won't.
Yeah.
I immediately remembered why this show sucks.
Boy, that was a bummer of a show.
Well, because it's like, after you watch a show as unique as that other one, right? Where it's like, wow, this is like shows I haven't seen. And then you watch this where it's like everything you've ever seen in an anime all at once. Like it plays like there's one, they have the typical beach thing and then it gets serious at the end. Like everything is so, what do you call it? What's the freaking word? I don't know, telegraphed, I think, or whatever. It's so obvious, like, yeah, this is when this is gonna happen, and then that's gonna happen. Like, it's the same progression.
Yeah.
It's like,
so, Made in Abyss is still really good, but every once in a while, something will sneak through and you'll go, oh yeah, I guess the original was kind of weird lowly stuff. And it's sinister, because it's a good show and they've removed almost every trace of that, like, aspect of it. But then the main character will be poisoned and unconscious, and the girl says, alright, I have a cure, and it's wrapped in wax, and since we can't give it to her orally, we'll have to use it as a suppository. And it's played like a goof, but you just know, in the original context, it was weirder. What a good goddamn show.
Weird.
It's weird. It's real weird. It's real weird. I still like that show. And again, it's not the thing that's weird. But I'm worried that I'm going to finish with the show and go, I want to know what happens next, and I'll have to find the original one, and I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah. You like the cleaned up version. The less lowly porn version.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much how I like most of my shows.
Like,
less lower porn, the better.
Yeah, stop lying.
Everyone's enjoying both versions of It adaptations. Just learned about the weird gangbang 11-year-old scene in the book.
Yeah,
I heard that as well.
Stephen King was going through a strange time in his life.
Strange decade or two, yes.
It's weird. I mean, I think we can up here at the NMAR Happy Hours say, as a fact, we are against lolly porn. Is that fair?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a normal human being, like, let's get serious. If you're a normal, upstanding human being with decent set of morals and you function in society correctly, you're not into lowly porn. If you are into lowly porn, you need to ask some serious questions about your life and seek help.
The Dr. Vacant, Dr. Phil on the scene.
There you go, motherfuckers.
Put your foot down. Good to hear.
I think we should draw a line on the. Coryn puts his foot down on the dick pie. I'll put my foot down on the lowly porn. That's not an add-on to that fetish. That's something that That is a stance we are taking here. Just you can draw anything. Just go nuts. Draw your.
Drawing a line. We're drawing a line into the lolly porn sand.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino is thrilled to see more feet being put down.
Ooh.
I mean, if you want a little cute lolly or a funny lolly like Tanya from, Yojo Senkai, great. As a little lolly character, it's played for laughs. She's a little evil girl. It's an evil Japanese businessman trapped in a little girl's body. I'm fine with that. It was good.
The art style and the idea of the character is not the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it goes without saying. Just stop with the lollipop. Just stop. Everyone.
Stop trying to disguise your secret interests.
I mean, I may have some lollipop bookmarks, but no, I'm joking.
Please
I'm
joking.
don't.
Don't be the Ted Cruz of
the Let me just list my top 3 hentai. But I can't help it. I can't stop myself from doing that. Let's move on. 2, here's what we're going to do. We're going to a writing... has anyone got anything they watched before we move on? Or?
If we keep talking about it, we'll be here all night.
Okay, let's go on to our main topic. We are doing a write episode. We were going to talk about dialogue, but I thought of something else to do instead.
Oh, good.
Cool.
Okay, so I have gone on to the writing subreddit, which is actually quite a useful tool. It's a big community of writers, so by all means, there's 287,670 people subscribed to it. So I'm going to go through the feed, and I'm just going to pick topics, which are questions, and I'm going to pose them to you guys, and I'll ask you for an answer. So this is going to be a grab bag of writing advice.
Do you want to set a cap of questions, 3 or 5 or something like that?
Yeah, sure. Because it depends how our answers might be a bit longer on some questions than others, so we'll
I'm just saying.
Yes.
It's already been running a while.
Okay, yeah, let's just do 3 questions then. It's been mostly shit talk and then this. It doesn't matter. We'll do an anime heavy show tomorrow next week.
That could be another tagline for us. Mostly shit talk and then some stuff. Or just mostly shit talk.
Yeah, mostly shit talk. That's it. There's nothing else. Just this. Okay, here's your first question, guys. As I've been writing my novel, I've been feeling like all of my characters are the same. How do you get better at characterization? So I guess the question is how do you differentiate between characters?
I don't know if I've said this before in one of our previous writing episodes. I might have. But, a big good way to do this, to separate characters out, is to base them on people you actually know. Mm-hmm. You'll have a good understanding of their characteristics, and if their characteristics are unique to you, and you can express them in meaningful ways, they'll be unique to your readers. And of course you can mix and match things to sort of, get something unique there.
Yeah.
Don't write friend fiction, basically.
I was going to say, I've heard his advice that was more related to voice acting. But what someone said is if you're looking for a good, fun way to make a new character, it's a good impersonation of someone nobody knows or a bad impersonation of someone everyone knows.
Okay. That's interesting.
So,
because you could superimpose that onto writing, so you could do a bad imitation of a well-known trope, I guess. And make it really over the top. Because I guess that's what stuff like Aho Girl is. It's just really over the top.
A lot of the good tropes. Slapstick kind of shows are very much taking known character types and really overplaying them.
Yeah, just setting the volume to 11 basically on them. And it becomes something new. It transcends its original criteria. Manimal, what are you thinking on this one? What is your advice?
You already said everything if you base it off people. Again, my best stuff was my school series because it was based on people. However, it's also friend fiction because nobody else would understand any of the jokes. Like if I was just like, aha, drinking piss out of Mountain Dew and mortar piss, you guys would be like, what's that? Makes no sense.
Well, I mean, when I say friend fiction, I mean fan fiction about your friends.
Yeah, which is what my comics were.
Yeah.
Because they're about real things that happened.
Yeah, there's a line between, like, this is kind of jokingly making some of my friends, and there's, man, what if my two friends fucked?
Oh, yeah, okay, gotcha.
Was that what you were doing?
Well, there was one issue in my comic where one of my friends got a job at McDonald's, and he couldn't find the grease, so he started pissing in a bucket, and then another employee came, and they started pissing in each other's mouths.
Manimal.
Then another guy came and took a shit on the dude's face, and he's like, you know what? This is where I draw the line.
I like how
this is where we draw the line.
There was also an episode where they go camping, and one of the characters, again, they're all based off my friends, catches another guy who is a pirate. And then he gets into a giant penis-shaped boat and goes through an asshole cave. This all happened. That was my friend's idea, not mine.
That was Manimal exploring. Let's just say you hit puberty hard that day.
I was so ashamed of that issue that I taped it shut because I was like, why did I make this? Because they were all just silly comics that like were drawn really quickly. But sometimes I went a little too far trying to make my friends laugh.
The creativity just hit a little too hard, a little too close though.
One of the best I did was, I made an issue like right before Halo 4 came out. Where we went and got it. And it was a good time. Although that was also the episode where one character was taking a piss and then someone else's mouth was the drain. So moving on to the next question.
I'm noticing a certain pattern or a trend here. A lot of it is piss orientated.
Yeah, because piss is funny. Like shit isn't funny because shit's gross and disgusting and nasty.
Oh, but piss
isn't
fine.
No, piss is disgusting.
No, piss is fine. It's funny.
The thing with piss is you piss and it's out. The thing with shit is you shit and there's different kinds of shit.
Let's move on.
All right. Yeah. So how to get better at characterization? How to how to differentiate between characters. I try this sounds really obvious and cliche, but try not to make any two characters the same. When I build characters, I will always do. Obviously, aside from just appearance and personality-wise and stuff, but to help mold them, I will always write down their motivations, their goals, and their morality/values. And that always gives me a solid idea of what they want, how they will go about achieving it, and why, basically. So once I have those components, I'll be able to build the character, and from that, I can sort of see who's similar. So if I'm like, that person, like, for example, like, I don't know, this person wants to be the best at whatever, and then, like, you've got another character who literally has the same goal and ambition and is from the same background and the same, they go to the same school, they do the same everything. They're going to be very similar, chances are, in terms of what they want. So you better make their personalities a whole lot different, otherwise you're going to have cookie-cutter kind of characters.
Mm-hmm. And certainly every character should serve a purpose in the story, and their characterization should reflect that, and your job as a writer is to cover it up so people don't notice.
Yeah.
Also, to make sure they talk differently, give everyone a different outrageous accent so they're all unique.
Yeah,
he's joking partially, but it's not a bad idea.
No, dialects.
If you really make everyone sound different, just to look at the words on the page, it will help a lot.
Think about, it's always good just to think about sort of the background. Like, I always quickly think, okay, if it's an older person who's been like more, if they're richer or more well off, they'll probably speak more formally, and they'll probably be more likely to use honorifics, or at least like Mr., Sir, Madam, all that kind of stuff. As opposed to, a youngster, a teen who's been on the streets, It sounds, really obvious, but if you take a minute just to think about it, think, where has this character been? What was their upbringing like? How would that reflect on how they speak? That's always useful.
It is a good point, because there are these little local regional things. Like, if you go into America, there's like a spectrum of you all to y'all.
Yeah.
And like, depending which state you're from, it'll be a little bit different. So like, if you're in Texas, it's straight y'all, Y-A-L-L. If you're from like New York, it's more like going to be you all. Personally, I say y'all, which is Y''A''L.
But that's another thing, because it's important to get that right when you're writing, because if you were, say, for example, doing someone, a character from New York, and they were like, oh, they're a New Yorker, but you've given them a very strong sort of southern drawl, like a Texan accent. So he's like Big Oil Pete. They're like, yeehaw! Like, it wouldn't reflect. Anyone with a basic knowledge of America would just be like, well, that's not how someone from New York talks. That's someone from Texas. The stereotype.
Yeah. I mean, work backwards from stereotypes, and don't be offensive about it.
Don't be offensive with your stereotypes, please. Here we go. Here's one. This is from... I can't read the name, so fuck it. I change the font I use every week or so to help with that fresh feeling when writing. What are your tiny motivational tactics? So if you guys are struggling...
I could get motivated.
I will start with this one. So my tiny motivational tactic is that I will brew a pot of coffee before I start writing. I'll brew a pot of coffee and have a coffee and take it into the dining room. And I will sit at the dining room table, so I have my place and that coffee, and I've sort of learned to associate that with writing. So when I'm like, I'm going to sit down, like now when I do that and brew the coffee, I understand I'm going to sit there, and it's weird, but I'm more likely to sit there for longer if I have a coffee as opposed to if I don't. I guess it's just because I've trained my brain that way to go, right, we are going to be in this for the long haul. We're going to be here at least an hour. We're going to chill and we're going to write some shit. So learn to associate a task with your writing, and hopefully that'll work.
Yeah, I kind of have a similar sort of thing, and it's going to sound maybe depressive. And I don't know who made the quote, but write drunk, edit sober. And I'm not going to get plastered to do some writing, but I like to have, a drink when I'm writing. And it's just something to, help me loosen up, bit, center myself, because I don't need... I did most of my writing in my life not drinking whatsoever. But, if you're going to sit down and have a beer, right? You might as well be productive while you do it. Kind of thing.
That's very true.
So it's the same thing with the coffee. I just happen to enjoy alcohol more than I do coffee.
Hey, they say, beer and weed. A lot of famous painters and poets and stuff were all stoners.
I mean, drugs do wonderful things for the creative world. If that's what you want to do, then maybe try it out if you want to. And if you don't feel pressured to. Whatever works for you. And if you don't know, you don't necessarily feel pressure to it, don't, then man, if you're not behind it 100%, don't do it.
Drugs are bad for you.
Rather than alcohol or coffee, the thing that gets me writing the most is just sitting down and either typing out or writing out the previous sentence again. Because part of it is just getting into the mindset of my fingers are moving, I'm typing, I can start now. You just gotta kind of shake off the rust and get in the zone. You can sit there forever staring at a blank page, but I find just writing any stuff gets the fingers moving. Any stuff. Yeah, just dirty up the page so you don't mind getting it even dirtier.
Well, I mean,
a bad page.
That's part of the reason I write to music, because not to sound like new age about it, but it has kind of put me into sort of a trance-like state, and my fingers will start moving to the rhythm of the songs I'm listening to, and that's why I tend to listen to the same song over and over and over on repeat.
Oh, I go crazy from that. So
it puts me into the mood of whatever I'm writing, and it lets me just kind of go, and I stop thinking about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing for this, because the thing with me in writing is anytime I try to write, I have no idea what I want to do with the story. I've tried to make a grand story of Midnight Stella, but it's such a bullshit concept that I can't do anything. I'm like, let's write once there was space in space there was, okay, no, let's not do this. It kind of goes like that. You know?
No. Sometimes you just gotta push forward and deal with it later.
True enough.
You never know. Some of the best things I've ever written came in the middle of absolutely terrible chapters.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's just certain moments of divine inspiration, I think. And you never know when they're going to happen.
And you just want to get that, but you just can't get it.
Okay, next one. We have, what authors/books had the biggest influence on your writing?
Nothing. Because I'm not inspired by books.
Nothing had... Any authors, no? Like, any
when I was
authors
a
of
kid,
manga or
Jim
comics?
Davis. That's it.
Yeah?
That's it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Jim Davis is definitely.
Like, again, I don't take inspiration from... I mean, I read comics, but I don't know. There's not really a comic inspiration.
See, it's hard for me to say because there's definitely a lot of writers who inspired me, but I don't know if it necessarily worked its way into my writing as much. Like the actual technical bits of it.
Yeah.
Like the grander ideas have definitely, well, I'll say Thumney Snicket helped a lot. I'm going to say Kubo. Tite Kubo is definitely an influence.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
God, I'm trying to think. I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention J.K. Rowling. I mean, I wouldn't be a writer. I wouldn't have read books if I didn't have Harry Potter, you know? So, like, it sources back to that at some point.
Yeah. I think, pretty much anyone who was, like, born in the 90s, if you were interested in writing to some degree, you probably read the Harry Potter books, yeah.
I didn't. I never read a single word from any of them.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, a little bit.
You're reading all that Kiss fan fiction instead.
Oh, friggin' Dave Pickley, of course. I forgot about friggin' Captain Underpants that inspired me to draw and make comics.
Yeah.
How did I forget the thing that made me make comics?
First thing I truly loved was Captain Underpants.
Yeah.
That's what confused the hell out of me.
Over and over again.
I totally forgot that my greatest influence for art is Captain Underpants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You literally, I remember you telling us that Captain Underpants influenced you and inspired you to, like, draw comics.
The thing with Captain Underpants, like, there's all these shitty comics, intentionally shitty, and you're like, I can draw like that. I'm inspired. It's like that kind of thing, you know? It's a good, is definitely like a, you know, and then you had like all your immature kid things. Oh, the toilets are taking over. Oh, Professor Poopy Pants gets in his big poopy robot. And, oh, the booger people. Ooh, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it had the exact opposite reaction to Captain Underpants as I was supposed to. Because I always looked at those books and I said, this is kind of weird and disgusting, and put them down.
See, that's where I think our differences were clearly highlighted on this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to side with Coryn on this one. I never had any interest in Captain Underpants.
You guys are also older than me.
That's true.
As the same age as them, they're just no fun fuddy-duddies.
Yes.
My youngest brother enjoyed them, but yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of them. How about you, Nah, in terms of influences?
Pretty much any author that I would try to binge through in a phase, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I love Foxtrot the comic, and I got a lot of my funny timing sensibilities from that. Neil Gaiman, Terry Pratchett, assorted authors. I wouldn't love drawing child porn today if it wasn't for Stephen King and his 11-year-old orgy scenes. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I do want to actually bring up, there's a book by Dean Koontz, who was like Stephen King, but the R.C. Cola version.
Mm-hmm.
But he wrote a book about like this primordial monster that could transform into anything that lives at the bottom of the ocean. Very interesting, actually. Took a lot from that.
Ah. Okay.
To reiterate, I am not the same degenerate as Stephen King, and that was a joke. I have read a buttload of his stuff, though.
I don't know if I've ever actually finished a Stephen King book, I'll be honest.
Well, he also inspired me to not have good endings. If you're looking for a common theme in Stephen King works, it wasn't really obvious until I read like a book of his short stories and just, man, these are some great ideas that just stop. Yes.
Yeah.
The ultimate Stephen King work will never actually finish. He'll just keep writing new chapters till he dies.
I think my favorite one of his is still Carrie because it's built around the climax. Everything else is just...
Carrie's probably good. That's a good example of a good ending. Carrie's fine. I guess Shining's okay.
Shining's good. I mean, not that I've ever read it. I've only seen the film, but, you know.
Yeah. No, his books are significantly weirder.
I've heard, ever since, like, with it becoming popular again, the amount of threads I've seen about the 11-year-old orgy scene.
It's
not in the movie, but like in the book.
Honestly not. Nor in the original miniseries version. It's just, yeah.
Okay, Stephen.
Weird stuff.
You're working through some things. We'll let you just, get that out of your system and come back to us in a little bit.
I mean, peak Stephen King was still when he directed the Maximum Overdrive movie.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The AC/DC movie, you mean?
Showed up on camera, high as shit on cocaine.
I'm gonna say, you can watch the movie of the Langoliers and only guess what the fuck the book was on. Oh, and I guess there's Stand By Me. Whatever.
Green Mile. Green Mile is good.
Green Mile's good, yeah.
Green Mile.
Shawshank Redemption is a damn fine movie.
Damn fine
Yeah,
movie.
it is.
He's one of those guys who's really lucky at having some great and noteworthy adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Michael Crichton had about the same level of, the books are alright. They've got some weird ideas. They've got some good ideas, but really good adaptations. Maybe
Congo
not
is
Sphere.
still one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. Say what you will about 13th Warrior. I thought that was a great book. Or at least Eaters of the Dead is the book name. 13th. Yeah. Movie's weird. Book is weird. Good stuff.
Coolio.
This whole adaptation talk should have been done during the Death Note rant. I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's okay. For me, first real book series that I got into, other than Goosebumps, I remember that stayed with me. So R.L. Stine, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guess to some extent sort of influenced me. It got me interested in reading a little bit more because I did really enjoy Goosebumps as a kid.
God, the TV series scared the shit out of me as a kid. I could never read those books. I was too scared.
Is it because you got goose pimples?
No, it's because I couldn't tell fact from fiction at that age, and I thought TV was real.
Oh man.
Yeah, but it also.
Oh, you're talking about the Goosebumps show.
Yeah, I saw the show
funny.
first. I thought it was all real, and then I could never pick up the books because they scared me too much.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I was afraid to sit next to the bookshelf in school.
I loved them books as a kid. There's so many good ones. First major book series that I read was Lord of the Rings with J.R.R. Tolkien. So that was a huge one because that was the first time that I ever actually tried to write. Total blatant rip off of Lord of the Rings I was doing. Man and elf and a dwarf go and fight things.
Is that how you talked back then?
Yeah,
It's how he talks now. What are you talking about?
That's me.
Yeah.
That's my voice. I'm losing my voice.
This is just his podcast voice. When we met him in London, he sounded exactly like this all the time.
Aforementioned activities on Saturday have robbed me of most of my voice, and it's starting to wear thin now, as you've noticed. J.R.R. Tolkien, huge. I mean, that was how I wrote, like, really in depth. I still do it to this day. Like, fucking giving the backstory on every fucking, like, drop in the ocean. Like, every tree that they go past. It's like, oh, well, there's a tree.
Let me take 25 pages to describe the history of this knife's handle.
But then, I went to Dan Abnett, who writes the Gaunt's Ghost series. Warhammer 40k. Those are fantastic books, in my opinion. And I have reread the shit out of those books. Really, really good. Probably the most recent author, I guess, because it influenced how to write light novels, and sort of I took cues from that in terms of length and depth of a light novel, which is most pertinent to me, as the guy who wrote the Haruhi Suzumiya novels, Nogaru Tanigata. It was him, or he was the illustrator. I can't remember one of their names. That's probably right. I could Google. I might Google. But yeah, his is probably most recently because I really enjoyed those books, and I really like the tone and how he narrates them as Kyon, but more to the point, it's the chapter lengths and the page lengths and stuff, and sort of the omission, like what detail is left out and what makes it a light novel. I kind of taken cues from that, so that's probably one that inspires me.
Yeah, if we had to think about something more recent, I would definitely say the guy who wrote the Monogatari novels has been a big inspiration in the most recent activity of my writing. Because I wrote a story earlier this year that was basically nothing but that.
Yeah.
I want to say that recently, because growing up I read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and I wasn't into it. I'm not sure if it was the timing or the subject matter, but I wasn't a big fan. It wasn't until I started reading the Dirk Gently stuff that I really got into Douglas Adams and kind of got it. And some of that might show up in my, I need to write a noir book about a private detective, but different, and it helped.
It's amazing. It's when you go back and you think, oh shit, yeah, that's influenced by this, like X and this, and you're like, I can definitely see where this come from in me.
And just a bunch of little stuff that you go back years later and you realize, oh, that's where this part of me came from. It's the movies you don't remember, but like certain bits just stick with you.
Yeah, like I remember making a action scene like ages ago. I wrote an action scene. And it reminded me of something. I couldn't think of what it was for ages. And then I remembered it was the 2004 Van Helsing film, and it was the Harpies against him.
That's
holy shit, why is that in there? It's a cool-ass scene. And I was just like, I can't remember what it was for the longest time what it reminded me of. I was like, fuck, it's that one. God damn it.
Yeah.
It's a good-ass scene, though. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Underrated movie, Van Helsing.
Yeah, I liked it just fine.
I would argue that movie is up there with like 47 Ronin or The Seventh Son as all the movies that are exactly good enough to exist. They don't do really anything special, but they have a slightly larger than normal special effects budget, and they're kind of just, yeah, it deserves to exist.
I don't know about
It's exactly what you want going into it. Well, like the Underworld series is a whole series of that, or the Resident Evil movies.
It has a certain amount of campiness that it needs to really survive.
Yeah.
Those are
It's not
exactly
completely
campy.
serious.
Good times.
I want to go back and watch that film. I don't know, do you guys want to do any more questions, or should we wrap this shit up?
My question is, can we end the episode right now?
Yeah, we can, because it calls over 2 hours now.
Yeah, let's close this one out. I'm getting tired.
I got an interview tomorrow morning.
Oh God, we better wrap it up then.
But
we
no
will
worries.
be back next week with something more anime centric. Summer season roundup, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We won't, but we'll see. We'll have some kind of idea coming on. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a look at Gateway Anime.
Shut up.
Thank you for calling out lowlies. I appreciated that bit.
It's okay. I'm just doing my bit for cleaning up the anime world. That's what we're doing now. Our campaign is to clean up the anime fandom and the anime, basically the series creators as a whole and all the mangakas out there.
He does not speak for the rest of us. Or the show, even, really.
Welcome to the Purge, motherfuckers.
Welcome to
Lowly Purge.
Let's be honest, you're not listening to this because of our strict adherence to details.
No one expects
always
the
staying
Anime
on top,
Inquisition.
Let's see, because I need to know something before we check out, because I'm getting tired now. But I will only be able to sleep easy and rest in my bed.
In your pillow. You are small enough to lay on a pillow.
I sleep in my little pillow. That's my little matchbox bed with my little pillow.
Aww.
And I want to know, do we have any parting shots?
I'm gonna have to take one to your eyelid.
Not my eyelid, your eyelid.
No, your eyelid.
Oh,
Your eyelid.
you.
I'm going to take one to Vacant's loins.
Whoa, I need them to create the
Escalation.
future of future of the world. The next Gohan, maybe? I wouldn't call him Gohan. Why would you call you
I think
child
you're
rice?
upselling yourself a bit there.
That's child abuse. I'm basically calling myself Goku. I mean,
So what you're saying is you're going to have a son and then die when he's 5 years old, and then have your son taken by a man you don't really like who lives in the wilderness and have him
volunteer.
raise him instead.
No, if I ever die, could you raise my son?
And I will go the full mile to get full body green tattoos.
Make sure his name is Rice, because, that just seems like good child abuse there.
I mean, I think you have to make sure his name is Rice.
Okay, I'll make sure his name is Rice. And, yeah, I mean, I do have to warn, guys. I mean, I know you're kind of laughing about me comparing myself to Goku, but I am legally obligated to tell you that I did practice karate when I was 10 for at least 6 months. So, just warn everyone out there, if you're thinking of starting, causing trouble with me, I can, karate chop to the windpipe, just like Goku. That's his finishing move, right? I've never seen it. I don't know. I don't know what anime is. I'm scared.
Can you also shoot lasers?
Please. One step at a time. I didn't get to that belt. That was the next belt after. You unlock your key after that one. Speaking of unlocking stuff, let's unlock the door and get the fuck out of here.
Let us out.
Bye. Peace out, bitches. Bye.
Also available barrygolman.bandcamp.com, the new album Call of Moogie. This song is called the song is called Barely Gold Man.
Hey.
Oh really?
Bye.
That's the last song on the album.
Vision's got it to filthy graves, skip its own, sink to waves. Little fish, they catch the prize. Victory means someone dies. Harvested light, it cracks a shadow. Rumble burning after battle. Barefoot glass begins to break. No leaves, just a surface to rake. So even if we end up all alone, and our minds confined and explode unknown, and this soul drifts away to space he sees. The stars reflect what once could be. Everyone leaves this moss alone, bladed, jaded, and left unknown. This soul stretches to far out seas. Midnight shines what once could be. Cattle herded to fence off yards, guided by star-eyed cards. No magic like a miracle, all we can explain is spiritual. Falling, falling at the sky, falling, falling, don't know why. Falling, falling at the sky, falling, falling, don't know why. heart cracks under our weight. Stella falls to a brand new fate. The plans are ruined in hyperdrive. We last forever in an endless dive. Oh. The diametric hammer comes down fast.